Hey there, if you have purchased Allure Ultra or are considering purchasing Allure Ultra flooring, you may want to know how to install it properly. So in this video, I'm going to help you find some really valuable resources that will help you install Allure Ultra flooring so you do it right the first time. So here we are at a website called mydiygenius.com, and this is full of resources, especially for the Allure flooring products. So in order to find the installation quick start sheets, which we'll be looking over today, you'll need to click on Support Center. And this will lead us to the Support Center blog, which you can see there are many different options up here. And at the very top right now is the Quick Start Allure Ultra installation instructions, and we'll be looking at that. But if you are looking at this at a later date, one way to find it as well is click on Installation, and then you'll be able to scroll through the blog and find the quick start sheets that you are looking for. For now, we see that the Allure Ultra installation instructions are right at the top, so we will click on that article, and it pulls up the full article now. And actually, in this whole article, as you scroll down, it has the quick start information in it, which is really handy to look at. But if you wanted to download the sheets and print them out so you could have them right beside you when you're installing the flooring, you can just click the download the official trafficMaster Allure Ultra quick start installation instructions here, and that will actually bring up these quick start sheets. So we're going to go ahead and dive in here to these quick start installation instructions. One thing to note is that these are just the quick start installation instructions, and it is really recommended that you download the owner's manual if you haven't already. That has all the complete information, not only about installing your Allure flooring, but also how to maintain your flooring as well. So there's a lot of information in that. Be sure to refer to the complete installation manual, and I'll show you how to get to that full manual if you don't have it at the end of this video. But for now, these quick start sheets will really help you gain a basic understanding and allow you to properly install your Allure Ultra flooring. So we have our first cover sheet here. We're going to skip ahead to the first page, and as you can see in the first step actually has nothing to do with taking any action. It just wants you to know the limitations of your flooring, and that is very important. As you can see at the top, you're not supposed to install Allure over carpet or any foam underlayment. It's not suitable for outside use such as sunrooms, solariums, saunas, or rooms that have potential of flooding. And it's also recommended that you don't install it in rooms that are not temperature controlled. Related to that is the fact that you don't want your Allure Ultra flooring exposed to long-term direct sunlight, because that could also damage the floor. One of the most important limitations and rules that you should know is that when you're installing Allure, you need to make sure that your thermostat is set above 65 degrees Fahrenheit and below 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Room temperature is very important when installing Allure in order for it to be installed properly. The next step is to gather your necessary tools and materials. And you can see here we have your tools needed include a utility knife, straight edge, measuring tape, sharp shear or tin snips for cutting around irregular objects, and 1/4 inch spacers. Once you have the tools, you'll need to calculate how much of the product you actually need. So you'll need to measure the length and width of your room. And be sure to purchase a little bit extra, a minimum of 10%, just to cover any mistakes that you may make. Hopefully you don't make any mistakes, but you just never know. So it's really good to go ahead and get that extra 10% overage or so just to cover your bases. And here, as you can see in this quick start sheet, you actually have a little chart, an example here that will help you calculate exactly how much of the Allure Ultra flooring you'll need to buy. And here's a helpful hint here. For the best results, it's important to purchase the Allure Ultra in the same run number, so it has the same dye lot. That way you give your floor a more natural look. Okay, moving on to preparing for installation. Now the first step here, after you know your limitations, you have your tools and materials, you need to take the time to condition your Allure planks. And this is a step that some people miss, and because of that they end up having a lot of problems with their floor. So it's really important that you properly condition your Allure planks before installing them. And you can see here the instructions for doing so. You must store them horizontally in the room of installation for 48 hours prior to installation. And you need to be sure during that time that the room temperature is between 65 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep those planks in the case during that acclimation period, and be sure to maintain that same temperature, 65 to 85 degrees, during your installation as well. Now this is a critical step in installation. In fact, if you don't follow this step, you will actually void the warranty, and you could end up having a lot of problems. Don't forget to read the full owner's manual with complete installation information at www.mydiygenius.com/resources. And there's also a number here you can call if you want to ask more information about this. Now the second step here is to prepare the subfloor. You want to make sure that your subfloor surface is smooth, flat, dry, clean, and solid. Make sure to get all those carpet staples and any adhesive residue off of that subfloor before you install Allure Ultra. Also, be sure your subfloors are flat. You only have a tolerance of 3/16 of an inch over a span of 10 feet. Now, any unevenness over 1/8 of an inch must be sanded down or filled with a floor leveler. Voids or humps in the subfloor will prevent Allure from locking properly, and that's why you really need to make sure that you have that flat subfloor. Also, it's critically important to check your subfloor for moisture problems. Now, the product itself, Allure Ultra, is waterproof, but it's not a waterproofer, and there's a big difference there. So any moisture problems that you do have need to be addressed prior to installation. You do not want to install Allure Ultra over any subfloor that has moisture issues. So be sure to take care of those moisture issues before you install your Allure Ultra. Also note that new concrete floors need to cure for a minimum of 90 days before you install your Allure Ultra flooring. Now as we continue here, there's a helpful hint about laying Allure over existing ceramic tiles. So make sure if that is the case with your flooring, be sure to read this. And here is a chart of the Allure Ultra installation specifications, and these get very specific as far as what you'll need to do when you're installing. So be sure to read over these specifications here. Don't skip them. They are important to read over. So be sure to take a look at those. And again, don't forget to look at the full owner's manual, because there's a lot of great information in there that you won't find in these quick start sheets. And I'll show you at the end of the video how to get to that owner's manual on the My DIY Genius site. So be sure to stay tuned for that. Now finally, after knowing the limitations, gathering the tools and materials, conditioning the planks, and preparing the subfloor, we're finally ready to install your Allure Ultra flooring. And in this quick start sheet, it gives you step-by-step details on how to do that. So I'm not going to walk through all of this information. You can read that yourself. So just be sure to follow these steps here, and you should be fine. And at the very end here, we have an important installation tip for Allure Ultra, and that's simply to let you know that the beauty of Allure Ultra is that you can install it from both sides of the plank. So that means you can start in one room and continue through a doorway into another room with the same pattern and continue installing the floor forwards or backwards. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're laying your floor, is that you can install Allure Ultra from both sides of the plank. And at the end, just kind of similar to what we mentioned in the beginning of this video about having extra planks, at the very end of your installation, be sure to keep some spare Allure planks just in case something should happen. Hopefully nothing does, but it's always better to have some of the same planks on hand with the same run number that you can use. And actually here it even gives some information about how to replace a bad plank. So be sure to read this helpful hint number 5. So that is it for this quick start guide here. If you have any questions, it gives you some information about who to contact. You can contact your Home Depot representative, or you can give the manufacturer a call at this number. And also you can visit the support center, which we were just at mydiygenius.com. And I'm going to go ahead and go back to mydiygenius.com and show you how to get to that resources page and the owner's manuals. You can just go back to mydiygenius.com here, and if you go up above here, you can click resources, and that will take you to the installation and owner's manuals, which you can download simply by clicking on the appropriate product here. So that is it. Again, if you have any questions, be sure to visit mydiygenius.com, visit the support center, and check out some of the helpful articles we have. And we wish you the best in installing your beautiful new Allure Ultra floor.